Hi everyone, Silver17 here. Let me first, like usual, I did not own these pictures. I made the thumbnail, and this is not a paid video. So technically, this is my third attempt on making this. Um, so I'm just gonna say this now, real quick. Some stuff I did have planned to go over, and but I'm basically thinking like the academy days won't be needed, nor will because I'm making the test happen the day Naruto's there, came back because of an event I'm wanting to happen. So we're gonna be skipping over a lot of the scenes of say the academy and such. So yeah, I hope you guys are okay with that. And I'm gonna add Naruto and Sakura to a different team that's not with Sasuke or Chiha. That will be with someone else. All right. So in a sense, um, you guys will see. Hope you guys like it because I think this would make a good team. And the ruler that's basically that became Sakura is now like legit overpowered in a sense. She's basically, how should I say this? She has way more power than Naruto right now. Naruto basically is a century ninja anyways, but his sensibilities have increased too if you really think about it. But the ruler has a few abilities like healing slash attacks that are basically we would think of light base and sword base, or just a warrior type. But in chakra sense, she has been slowly adapting to it and find a fighting style that works for her. Will she still be like the canon Sakura and Shippuden that comes amended ninja? Yes. But will she have a bundle of chakra? Yes. Will she be better than canon Sakura? Yes. I mean, she legit will be basically learn traps and decoys and amongst other things. So yeah, let's just get into this though. I just want to make that point clear. Anyways, this is what if Naruto was given the solo leveling, part 3. Alright, so in my usual parts when I, before I delete them, I would say Naruto just like looking at everyone and stuff. Yeah, Naruto would do exactly the same thing as I said. He'd be looking at everyone and he just says to Kurama like, I think they don't believe me. How should I do? How should I basically make them believe me? Which then Kurama says, I don't know. And then he goes just sighs, and we see he just walks past Haruka and everyone else. Now, Sasuke is looking at Naruto in disbelief and in shock. Plus, he cannot believe Naruto's eyes, is basically looks brand new, looks like nothing happened to him. He doesn't understand what's going on. Sakura, on the other hand, his eyes widen because she can sense a much stronger power that comes from Naruto is the eye itself. She basically can see the glow coming off of it, and it's not Naruto is basically using the power. It's just like what she can see. Her eyes, basically her perception, or her eyes see stuff differently. And she's seen the glow coming off it and like shadows and basically mists coming off, in which she's saying only Sun Jin Woo or Ashmore would have it. I wonder if I can analyze it. Well, analyze him. Basically appraise or stuff, just to get a clear description of him. So she would see his stats, his bio, Jinchuriki, even about the tail beast that Naruto knows of, even about him being Minato Namikaze's son, including Kushina, Uzumaki's son, and about the eye, says Shadow Eye, was once Ashbourne's eye, it was Ashbourne's residual energy that was formed into an eye after he supposedly brought himself back to life and became the Shadow Monarch. It was that energy that formed into this eye, and now is given to Naruto by Sun Jin Woo. So she sees that, and a small, basically grin is creeping on her face, and she says, "This will be way more fun." So after that, we do have Aruka snap out of it and then tells everyone that today was going to be the day of the Genin test, which everyone is shocked by, which then basically Ino asks, what you mean? Basically, Naruto just says the third Hokage wants to have an event happen next month, so basically he asked if we can push it to today, and so, which Naruto just kind of thinks, GG, you sly monkey, you. This is gonna be quite interesting to see what I can do. I didn't really do much kunai from, but I understand the principle of shuriken and kunai, and what proper forms I need to do along my taijutsu. I got this in the bag. So, here's the test. The test, Naruto finds out there's a genjutsu on it. He senses it. He tells Haruka. He dispels it, and then he, Naruto answers the questions. Basically, he gets a 75 or 80. I would say he gets an 80, which, yeah, after that, it's then kunai shuriken. Naruto shows off a little bit. He basically jumps in the air, throws the kunai, and, gets 9 out of 10. He then does the exact same thing to the shurikens. 9 out of 10. Basically, everyone's surprised by that. He even did know that they were blunted, so he basically added chakra to them, basically with the chakra blade, and did that. So, Naruto could see the faint use of chakra, so he does ask Naruto by bringing it over to the side, and this is how it goes. He was like, Naruto, why do you use chakra on the blades? He goes like, oh, easy. They were dull. He's like, huh? It's like, basically he retrieved them before coming back, and which Uruku's like, let me see them then. And so he does try to cut himself, but nothing happens. Which his eyes widen, he was like, I see. Well, how did you? He was like, I spent a lot of time looking at my kunais and telling which one was dull, which one wasn't, and then sharpening them. And, well, when you go to a ninja tool shop a lot to get some stuff, and ask about questions how to tell which one's good or not, and if you need to sharpen them, you learn a lot. Which Uruku's like, oh, I see. Well, let's get to the taijutsu battle. Yeah, so, Mitsuki, the fight with him is simple. Basically, at almost level 25, Genin is basically, level 25. Naruto is a high Genin level. Mizuki is, 25, not 25. From 25 to 30 is low chonin, chonin, yeah. Then, mid chonin is basically 30 to 35, and high chonin is 35 to 40. So, basically, he is mid. He's mid-level. He's at that 35 mark. Which Naruto kind of smirks, because he knows his stats are basically better than, Mitsuki's. Well, technically wise. His level and stats, yeah, Naruto's gonna do a little bit of a freaking, be a little bit of a pain for Mitsuki. How? So, chakra. Enhancement and speed. Basically, sprint. So, he will use it if it needs to, though, but the enhancement, yes. So, basically, Naruto is fighting Mitsuki, and it is a clash that not many people can even tell. This is the same Naruto, because every strike he's making is so precise and, different than what they were used to the brawler. He practices the katas of the actual, I think I mentioned in the previous videos that he would practice them. So, just saying, he practiced them over and over until he got the basics down. But then all of a sudden, he does add in some stuff he read at the library the night beforehand, and in this battle to improve on his taijutsu. As Mizuki is thinking, how's the demon doing this? As then all of a sudden he does kick Mitsuki back, which he tries to kick him back. Mitsuki jumps away from Naruto, but then he's outside the arena, which that gave Naruto an easy win. Which he's like, sorry about that, Sensei. Which Mitsuki's in shock, but I would say the instructor side of him, even though the hatred's there for Naruto, the instructor side would creep up and be proud of Naruto for getting this far, even though he messed him up. And he would then berate himself for thinking that, but he just can't help it. He sense of pride in this student. So, I'm not making him a good guy. He's still gonna get the fraction of a lifetime from Naruto. It's just, I'm having him be the teacher side's coming out more. Alright? So, yeah. Anyways, as that happens, everyone was shocked by Naruto actually winning by, Mitsuki accidentally forfeiting. So, and pushing him back. Now, but basically, Sakura did pretty good. Everyone was shocked by, especially with her kunai and shuriken. Basically, taijutsu even increased too, in which Naruto can see her levels at a good 20, basically level 20, which his eyes are widened. He's like, yeah, wow, Sakura-chan must have been training really hard for this. That's good. Because after he first met her, she was only like, level 10. When basically after, actually no, he had an eye patch, so he couldn't see it. Well, I mean, he could, but didn't notice it. Anyways. So, after that, we would technically have the students. Sakura takes on, Ino, gets thrown out of the arena like she was nothing. And then basically it's Naruto versus Sasuke. Now, Sasuke, arrogant. He's basically going to belittle Naruto. And, mock him. Basically, here's how it's going to go. I don't like doing this stuff, so it's going to be a crappy thing. But anyways, so basically, as Sasuke is looking at Naruto with a grin, he goes like, hey, dope. How does it feel to be the laughingstock of the class? Which then Naruto's like, I don't know. How does it feel to be the last Uchiha? Which, basically, Sasuke's looking at him, glaring and saying, oh, wait, no. It's your brother and you. So, 2 last Uchihas. Which Sasuke then gets angry just by mentioning his brother, not even by name. And then, basically, Ruka was telling them to basically put up both of their, make basically the hand sign before the fight that they would have done, but Sasuke ain't doing it. Naruto was doing it, which then Sasuke like, it doesn't matter, I'm an Uchiha elite. I soon will surpass my brother and you. Besides, you're just a no-good loser compared to me. Which Naruto was like, I may be a loser, but a Uchiha elite who doesn't even have a Sharingan can easily be defeated by me. I mean, what can you really do without it? Without your Sharingan, you're nothing. In which that just shocked everyone, and the Sasuke fangirls are shouting. Basically, Naruto? Naruto? Yeah, Naruto is basically sighing from what Naruto said, but nods in agreement. Which Sakura's just grinning at that. Saying to herself, show that Uchiha why he is weak, Naruto Uzumaki. And basically Hinata is like, wonder where Naruto got all this confidence from. And basically Sasuke seething, as everyone can just see, the pure anger and hatred. As then Naruto just looking at him like, what? What you gonna do? Kill me? Which then everyone was kind of shocked because that was actually said out loud. Which Sasuke just, smirks. And so, what happens is simple. Ruka didn't even say begin. Naruto just stand there while Sasuke running up to Naruto. Mizuki is shocked by Naruto's, just how he's acting. He's acting cold towards Sasuke. And, it's so different. Everyone doesn't even understand what's going on. But Sasuke, he runs over. He throws a punch. Naruto dodges it. He throws a kick. Naruto basically blocks it. Then basically Sasuke even then uses his leg that was on the ground to jump up and knees Naruto in the chin, which hits. But, then Sasuke falls up with a punch to the gut, then an elbow to the face, and then keeps on punching Naruto until then he grabs him and then throws him over the shoulder. Naruto basically does a front flip and lands, basically, in the arena, which was so close to him getting out. Which Sasuke is like, wait, what? Which then when Naruto just turns around, and he just has the look of boredom on his face. I thought you actually would punch pretty hard. But then he thinks to himself, but he's only level 15. He can't do crap to me. Which then he hears Kurama goes like, yes, yes, kick the Uchiha's butt. Show him that he's pathetic and a weakling. Which then he's like, Kurama? She's like, sorry. He's like, no, just never heard you that excited. It's actually pretty cute. Which basically she goes, shut it, Baka! And then basically she cuts the connection and then she's rolling, around, basically like faces red just because of the compliment from Naruto. She's never been complimented in her whole entire life, so tsundere type. Showing affection, that sort of thing. And she's like saying, why do you have to say that? That Baka Naruto, basically. So, after that, he does chuckle on the inside. And then he basically looking back at Sasuke to get his full attention. And then he goes, I thought this little sport was going to be, an opportunity to see how far I've got. But I can already tell this was a drag and a waste of time. Which, I was just kind of shocked. Which then Sasuke's like, so you think you're stronger than me? Then prove it! And then Sasuke, has a grin when he said that. Which basically Mitsuki's like, this arrogance knows no bounds. Why does Orochimaru want this kid? Lord Orochimaru. Which Iruka's like, wait, what do you mean? It's a waste of time and it's a drag. Which then he looks at Shikamaru. Then he basically he does ask, Shikamaru, have you been rubbing off on Naruto? Which he's like, no, I don't think so. If so, then yes. I just need to get him lazy, and then he won't be a troublesome blonde no more. Which everyone just kind of has a sweat drop when he says that, because he said that with excitement, which was the most un-Shikamaru way possible they ever can see him actually have that much emotion. So, as Naruto just chuckles and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll show you how strong I am. Just don't blink. So, Naruto's gone from everyone's sight, and Sasuke gets punched in the face. He is sent flying all the way to the academy wall as he's implanted into it, which everyone's shocked by that. As Naruto just simply, chuckles. He was like, I mean, he did say this is showing them how powerful I am. I just did. And yeah, everyone was shocked by that. Iruka has basically tells Naruto he won, but he went a little bit too far, which Naruto just shrugs. And basically he walks away back to everyone else. Everyone's in shock by while Sakura's impressed. Along with Hinata is double shocked by her basically crush. So, all the fangirls are basically screeching at Naruto, and he just tells them to shut it. In which, yeah, they don't know why, but they have a feeling if they don't, Naruto can easily defeat them. So they do. Mizuki's thinking about it, and he is impressed with Naruto and happy that the Uchiha finally was shut up. But now he's actually questioning what Naruto can truly do. So, Iruka tells everyone that they're going to be taking a 30-minute break as Sasuke needs to go to the nurse's office to get checked out. So, when everyone, basically going off, Sakura, in their own directions, Sakura goes over to Naruto. She goes like, Naruto? Can we talk? In private? He's like, sure. Where? She goes, how's about up on the roof? He's like, okay. I'll be glad to talk to you, Sakura-chan. So they walking away. Hinata sees this. She's like, oh no, I can't let, Sakura confess anything to Naruto, because she doesn't know what's going on. She's thinking of the worst scenario ever. And when she was about to walk away, all of a sudden, basically Ino knows Hinata's been watching Naruto, so she basically grabs onto Hinata's shoulder, and then turns around as Hinata's looking at Ino, and she goes, tell me, Hinata. Tell me how strong Naruto really was. And she was like, wait, what? She goes, tell me how strong Naruto really was. And what he can do, so I can tell Sasuke-kun. But she goes, but, I goes, come on, spill the beans. Please. We're friends, right? As Hinata and Ino technically are friends, but at the same time, her session with Sasuke kind of made her, distant, but still. So, she goes, I have to end this quickly and then go over to Naruto-kun and try to talk to him, or interrupt whatever Sakura is trying to say. So, yeah. So, basically, meanwhile, when Naruto and Sakura gets onto the roof, he's basically like, "So, Sakura-chan, what's up?" She just looks at him and smiles. She goes, "I just want to ask you a question." Which is thinking of maybe a, confession or something. But then his logical side would be like, no, she's not with Sasuke, and that does hate me, but as long as she's happy, I should be. Yeah, I'll hear her out first, before I, say anything. So, when Sakura turns around and smiles, she goes, have you ever heard somebody called Ashbourne? In which, he looks confusingly at her, and, for some reason, the ruler just cannot help it, but, because when he tilts his head to the side, she does think it's sort of cute just because of the whisker marks on his, that he has. But then, that thought quickly left. And then he was like, no, why? He goes, huh, alright then, have you ever heard of this other person called Sun Jin Woo? As in Naruto's eyes widen, and then immediately he gets into a serious, face. Which he goes like, how do you know that name? And she goes, oh, Naruto, allow me to introduce myself. I am, well, your helper. You can say you're a secretary, a guide, teacher, friend. Wait, hold up. Alright, sorry. Just my dad called. Basically, she goes, and amongst other things that may be added, if you want. Which Naruto's just looking at her still serious. He was like, what happened to Sakura? She goes, then that topic brings, sadness to her eyes and stuff. Which his eyes wide, he was like, what happened to her? And then she says, it's, well, something that you would hate and would want to kill someone for, but just know this. No matter what that person did to her, well, wasn't too extreme, just enough where she would pass away, which his eyes are widened. She basically never, screamed or given the satisfaction, and no one her pleads for it to, for the pain to stop. She never even did anything. All she did was just grip her teeth. So basically, Naruto was like, what happened? And so, the ruler tells Naruto what happened to Sakura. You can imagine that. And then said it was Sasuke's fault. And so, after the end of it, she goes, and that's what happened. She basically can see Naruto, having tears go down his face. As she then... Hold up. Sorry about that. So, she just says, the last moments of her life, she was thinking about you. And how sorry she was for ever hurting your feelings and treating you like that. And she wished to apologize to you so badly. Which Naruto's eyes are widening. Then, she adds, and she wanted to say she would like to try to start over your friendship with her. And how she never thought the persistence of the the last place in the classroom, the dead last, would be so, how should I say this? Would transfer to her too in her last moments. She really did want to apologize to you, Naruto. And so, Naruto is basically kind of smiling a little over that, but still, he's trying to, not cry and such. And he quickly wipes the tears away from him, and he's looking at the ruler and goes like, so what's gonna happen? How long do you have until? She goes, oh, I'm allowed to live here now because of the last bit of her soul was still with her. So, I had to basically become a part of her, that rest of the soul that wasn't there. So technically, she's still around, but she's in limbo. She gets to see everything. You can say, which Naruto just nods. He was like, well, I guess I'll just call you Sakura still then? No Chan? He was like, I think it would be weird to call you that. Which, she just looks at him and goes like, it'll be still weird if you don't call me that anyways. But it's your choice, Naruto. It really is. Which Naruto nods. So, basically, they leave and they're going down the stairs and she goes, even I see what any girl can ever see from you. Where she's like, huh? And Kurama's like listening intensely at this. For some reason she doesn't understand. And she goes, that drive and determination you have, it really is a good thing to even have with you. I guess deep down inside she found that, well, Sakura may have found that annoying, but at the same time, she wished she had that. I guess she was jealous of you, Naruto. But me? I just find that, well, as a good quality of you. Anyways, come on, let's get to the test. Which Naruto was just, looking at the ruler that was leaving, and he just can't help but smile at that. He goes, yeah. So he just, runs over, catches up to her, and they get to class. So the same thing will happen in canon with the whole entire transformation jutsu, basically substitution jutsu, and then basically the clone jutsu. Yeah, no offense, even the system cannot, get that. He had to learn that as a skill, but with the amount of chakra he needs for that is so low from his actual chakra reserves and more technically chakra points. It is way too freaking high. It's just way high the amount he has. So yeah, he still failed because that was the main thing. That was the main jutsu that basically gave him the passing grade. He was close by basically 1 point, which Ruka was kind of shocked. He didn't think the actual, Naruto got an 80. He got a perfect score, and he got nearly a perfect. He got a perfect score. Yeah, near a perfect score on his kunai shuriken throw. And the combat portion, he won twice. He basically did a perfect, transformation jutsu and a, substitution jutsu. But this, he didn't think it was gonna be. He thought Naruto was gonna pass, but with this low of a score, yeah, no. So reasons why, because I want Naruto to get Shadow Clone Jutsu, multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. So yeah. So after Ruka tells him that, Naruto just sighs, be like, I figure as much. I knew I should have tried a little bit more on I knew I should have tried more on the test, and not have the kunai and shuriken 10th one to to miss the target on purpose. Alright then. I'll just, talk to, Gigi about it. Anyways, see you, Ruka. So, Naruto leaves. Everyone passed besides Naruto. Yeah. Mizuki is smiling at this, and he says he's gonna leave. So, the same thing will happen, but in this case, Naruto's walking to the Hokage's office, and then Mizuki catches up, tells him about the test. But Naruto can already knows what Mizuki was, as a traitor, so yeah, he's gonna tell Hiruzen this. Or ask him about what Mitsuki is saying is true. So he does. When he enters it, technically Sakura saw, her sense. Basically the ruler Sakura saw, Mitsuki talking to Naruto, but she has a bad feeling. But after Mitsuki leaves, she can see something in Naruto's eyes that tells her she has nothing to worry about. And that's what happens. So yeah. Anyways, when Naruto gets to the Hokage, he goes, Gigi, can I ask you a question real quick? In which he's like, oh, Naruto, what's wrong? And he was like, Mizuki-sensei told me about a secret test that will allow me to become a Genin. He's like, huh? Did you fail? He's like, yeah, it's the clone jutsu. No matter how much chakra I tried to reduce it by, I can't get the jutsu right. maybe it's just because I have way too much chakra. Which Hiruzen thinks about it and then sighs. He goes, I should have figured as much, and I should have showed you the multi-shot clone jutsu. Which Naruto just shrugged, like, what's done is done. But anyways, I think Mizuki is trying to do something with what he wants me to steal. Which, basically, Hiruzen takes this all serious. He was like, what is it? He goes, the scroll's ceiling. Which Hiruzen's eyes widen at this, but then thinks about it for a quick minute and then grins. Which Naruto's like, GG? What do you have a... He was like, oh, Naruto, I'm giving you an A-rank assignment. Wait, a mission? He goes, yes. Capture Mizuki or kill him. It would be prefer if you can capture him alive. Which Naruto, his eyes wide, he goes like, but I'm not getting it. He goes like, I know you can do it, Naruto. I believe in you. So, tell me, how was the academy, though? Which he goes, well, it was pretty good. And, well, you could have told me it was going to be the test today. I would have studied more. In which he goes, my apologies. It was just recently I decided to have it, and I realized the academy, well, graduation to become a Genin was, the same day. Basically the same day, so I wanted to have it moved to today. So, but Naruto, are you sure everything's okay? It's like, yeah, everything's fine. Why? He goes, your look in your eyes. They look upset, sad, like someone you cared about was taken away from you. Which Naruto just smiles, well, is basically you can tell like it's just like a low smile and does have the look of sadness, but the look that basically happiness. He goes like, I'm fine, really. It's just something happened, that's all. You don't have to worry about it, Sensei. Which, well, not Sensei, GG. Which Hiruzen does not. So, he does have a plan for Naruto. He asks, what was the details that Mizuki told you that you needed to do? He goes, well, first off, I needed to steal the scroll ceiling. He told me the combination, and he told me where it was going to be too, along with, well, where to meet him. And he told me to come alone. In which, well, Hiruzen nods, because I see. So, here's the thing. I'll allow you to learn 2 jutsus from this as your payment. He goes, wait, what? He goes, yes. Learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. The next one, well, I'll have to look in the scroll ceiling just so you can, see what you can learn. Is that alright? Which he does nod. He goes, alright then. Let's go. So he basically brings Naruto to the scroll, ceiling area. And, yeah, he basically opens up the secret archives where the scrolls are, basically every Hokage, or basically secret jutsus and stuff that has been there. And he gives the scroll to Naruto. He goes, you have time, so look at the scroll ceiling right now. Which he goes, oh, right. So that's what he does. He goes and opens up the scroll and he finds the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And he goes like, okay. So he does the hand signs just to get them down, but he doesn't pour no chakra in it. He's like, I'll practice this after I leave. He goes, good. Wait till nightfall. He's like, right. So, basically Hiruzen and Naruto go through the scroll and to see which jutsu Naruto can learn. Am I going to create some jutsus for Naruto that based off his, basically his future Shadow Monarch abilities? Yes. But for now, no. For now, I'm going to give him something. Just let me look it up, just see what was in the scroll ceiling. Alright, so, I tried to find anything, but I did not know. But I basically found out it was just like the 8 trigram ceiling style, and then the Reaper Depth Seal. So I'm gonna say basically the first Hokage's Mokuton, basically wood style. The second Hokage's Flying Raijin. that the fourth Hokage improved on, along with the multi-shot clone jutsu, and explosion clones, and flashbang clones. But I want to add in that he added one of his signature jutsus that basically led into him making a massive wave of water that basically he can use. Basically, it's called tsunami, water style tsunami wave. That basically then he can use then, basically water style. Water style basically any water style jutsu ever. So yeah, I want to say though Naruto is going to try that. Reason why, he has a high enough chakra, but also, do you really think I'm gonna make it easy for Naruto not to learn maybe all 5 element natures? Or give him at least maybe 2 basically strong natures he has, basically wind and water? Yeah, I'm not making him basically be the grandson of basically Tobirama Senju or anything. It's just Naruto's gonna have an extremely high water affinity along with wind. So, for some reason, the jutsu that Naruto sees that he likes besides the Shaolin jutsu is the, water style war tsunami. As he reads the description, second Kage's jutsu basically allows him to summon out a massive amount of water out of thin air, basically in the wave of tsunami that can cover up about 5 acres of land. And basically through this, basically the user of this jutsu can, if they have a high enough water affinity, can use, basically that after summoning it, you can use the water with little amount of chakra that they have, or basically because of the massive amount of water they are still alive, will be able to use any type of water jutsu that they could use. Which Naruto's eyes widen. He was like, I really do like this. This gives me a home field advantage if I can use any water style jutsus. Which Hiruzen just in shock, but then chuckles at this. He was like, alright, Naruto. We'll write that down and see if you can do it after, this. Okay? He was like, wait, what do you mean? He was like, well, since, we're going to, I'll let you learn these jutsus, I will personally help you improve on them. But she was like, really? Thanks, Gigi. So after that, Naruto does wrap up the scroll. He was like, then I'm gonna be going. Mitsuki's gonna probably come in and inform you that I stole it, so, which, after I leave, he says, which then he nods. He's like, well then, go off, my boy. Just be safe. He was like, right. So, Naruto basically leaves the Hokage mansion. Hokage office, basically. After that, Hiruzen does go into his office as he's looking at reports from the root ninjas and saying, basically looks at him, he sighs, he's like, how much therapy does all the root ninjas need? Danzo, you really did hurt these souls. These innocent people. Your emotionless state that a ninja is only a weapon and a tool should not be a person was wrong. Really wrong. As then when he basically sets down the paper, he then basically sees Mizuki just saying, Hokage-sama! Naruto stole the scroll ceiling! As then Hiruzen says, as according as planned, Naruto. So, by the way, it did take a good hour just to find out jutsu Naruto wanted. Because if you see the scroll ceiling, there's a lot of jutsus in it. Am I gonna have Naruto learn some jutsus from it? Yes. Yes, I am. Why? Because, that's a lot of jutsus there that Naruto can use. Why not make him have it? Have some, jutsus that are basically OP. But anyways, so, as Naruto basically going through the forest, he's just, he's like, I can't wait to basically show that idiot what he's messing with. And so basically Naruto lands wherever he is. He realized, oh crap, I didn't do my workout today. Okay, he basically starts doing the hand sign and says, multi-shadow konjutsu. As then all of a sudden, there's no one there. So then he does it a few more times, basically 3 more times, and then he gets 2 shadow clones. He's like, okay, so can you do the push-ups? You do the crunches? Let's see if this works. As, they nod. So what happens is, one of them basically is doing push-ups, as Naruto can see it's going up. And then he basically sees the crunches too. He's like, okay, so Naruto does the other workouts. As before the timer runs out, he finished them. He was like, "Whew, just in time." As then he basically gains an item. Hold up. He gets the item healing potion. He's like, "Huh? Healing potion? Wait, there's something to add to it." So basically, he looks at it. He was like, "Heal potion slash cure," which he's like, "This is kind of convenient." And it seems like you even get stats recovery, along with another key. This is a C-rank key. No way. I should really try this out after I find out about my team. No, I should try it out after I meet my sensei in team and see what the sensei has to say. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So, after that, he basically puts in his, inventory. As in Naruto goes like, "Alright, let's test this out more." So he starts doing the hand signs for the multi-shackling jutsu for an hour. So the whole entire thing with Haruka would happen and Mitsuki, but then when he goes like, "You know why everyone hates you?" Naruto just plays along. He's like, "Oh no," like not really like that. He's like, "No, why? Why does everyone hate me?" And then he sneers, as then basically, well, Haruka's like, "No, you should not tell him. It's against the law." Basically, I think he's like, "You are the nine-tailed fox." There's all that. As then Naruto goes like pretending to be like I'm gonna say shell shocked, but basically shocked. As then when he basically Mitsuki's about to throw the big giant shuriken, he just hears Naruto laughter. As then all of a sudden, like he stopped in place along with Haruka in shock. He was like, "Oh, I know about the fox. I knew about it a while now, but that's the thing. I am not the fox. I'm only the jailer. And if you cannot see that, then you are just a fool and an idiot. So, tell me, Mitsuki, what can you really do to hurt me?" Which she's like, "You brat! Never underestimated Chunin!" As Naruto used chakra enhancement and, sprint. As he's just gone from Mitsuki's sight. And basically, he takes out the Kazaka's fang, dagger. Basically, Kazaka Venom thing, and immediately starts attacking Mitsuki by making multiple slash marks in him. And Naruto used up half of his chakra. Well, actually, at least 75% of his chakra points are left. That's how much chakra he used to enhance himself to go past Chunin level. So in this speed, it would be basically around 43. His level would be around 43, which means he's like all of a sudden it coughs out blood. The only thing is because of his level being so high, the stats effects do not take effect. As Naruto was like, knew that wasn't gonna work. As then Naruto was like, "Try to use the jutsu." He's like, "Right." So he starts doing hand signs, and then all of a sudden, when he sees, basically Mitsuki says is multi-shug. I mean, not Mitsuki. When Mitsuki sees what Naruto's doing, then he hears the famous words, "Shadow Clone Jutsu." Basically, as then all of a sudden, multiple shadow clones are there, which is hundreds of them, 1,000 maybe. Which Mitsuki's like, oh, Mercy? Which, in the back of his mind, he's like, he learned the multi-shadow jutsu. I know I should hate him, but this is amazing for Genin like him. So basically, Naruto goes, "Nah, no mercy." So all you can hear is the sound of Mitsuki screaming from a distance as Haruzen basically looking through was looking through the, his crystal ball, just turned it off and then just sipping tea. As then he goes like, music to my ears. Then he puts down the cup of tea after sipping it for a few, minutes, and then he basically looks at the crystal ball. Mizuki's in a bloody mess along with Naruto just standing over Mizuki. He goes like, "I guess I overdo it." And then he basically just realized he got the skill, Vital Strike. Which he was like, huh? And basically, by his sense, he can already guess what it means. It strikes the vitals of a person, or of his enemy. And so, basically, Iruka's in shock by this, and he goes like, Naruto, how long have you known about that? He was like, oh, about 2 weeks now. Gigi told me everything about it, even about the, fourth Hokage. And, wait, how are you, Iruka? He's like, I'm fine, I'm just feeling, a little under the weather. It's nothing, no problem. It's like, Iruka, which Naruto says in a serious voice. He's like, tell me what's wrong. He's like, alright. Mizuki used a poison on me. Well, should I say it would have been on you. It's basically a slow poison that would have drained me of my stamina and slowly kill me. As then Naruto takes out the potion, and he goes, here, drink this, which shot Iruka and Hiruzen about it. Which Iruka's like, Naruto goes, don't ask me questions, Iruka! Just drink this already! Which Iruka's surprised that Naruto just yelled at him, and he does, as then after he drinks it, he feels better. He feels like there's no effect of the poison in him. He goes, Naruto, what? Which he sees Naruto just sigh in relief. He's like, thank God you didn't die. I mean, he doesn't care. When he is poisoned, he doesn't know the poison, so he doesn't know on how long Iruka was going to live or if it was going to kill him or not. So he just says out loud, I'm going to have to learn about poisons. Just so I can make sure if I have anyone on my team, I can help them out. And so Iruka is surprised by what Naruto just said. But he does say, Naruto, close your eyes for a minute. He's like, huh? Just close your eyes. Which he's like, okay. So Iruka basically gives Naruto his headband, but he attaches it along his left arm. And when he tells him to open it, he basically does not see, the headband on his head, but then he looks on his arm that he felt, pressure on, as he sees Iruka's headband. He goes, congratulations, Naruto, you passed. In which then Naruto just hugs Iruka. He's like, he thinks he's about to say ow, but nothing happens, so he's just still laughing. He's like, jeez, Naruto, man, you're getting strong. It's like, thank you, Iruka-sensei, thank you. So after that, and then, basically they get the scroll sealing. He even tells about what Gigi, basically this was a mission by, the third Hokage, because he went to him and told him. And they say they're trying about, basically he bringing back Mitsuki with him to the third Hokage, which not Hiruzen, but Iruka's surprised that the Hiruzen gave him this. But basically when Hiruzen basically, sitting back in his seat and they just arrived, he goes, Naruto, my boy, would you mind telling me how you're able to bring an object into reality from out of nowhere? Which he's like, how did you? He goes, I know a lot of things, Naruto. And yes, I watch you from time to time. And no, I have not watched you when you get beat up because of this paperwork. I only want you to know that you're in trouble, and then I sent Anbu to help you. Or myself. Which Naruto can remember sometimes when they got really, when he was in near Dave's step because of the villagers before they slowly stopped doing, basically about to kill him. Hiruzen always came with Anbu, ready to fight. So, he was like, I guess I should have realized. He goes, basically Hiruzen goes, Naruto, I know you may think of me as that been a bit of privacy, but I must tell you, I have not done anything besides try to protect you, remember? At the hospital. Which Naruto goes nods, he's like, yeah, I understand now. But the fact is, I can understand why you would have it on me. In case I was kidnapped or something, right? Which he does not. He was like, and then he basically tells Naruto, and also, trying to find you with my crystal ball technique doesn't always work 100%. Which Naruto's just blinking like, huh? Look of shock. He was like, you're way too much of a good hider, Naruto. I have to admit. Which Naruto's like thinking to himself, I basically keep a jutsu that's supposed to track me down, even. Wow, I basically lose the trail of the third Hokage. The third Hokage loses my trail so easily then. Yeah, he definitely needs a tracker on me. I mean, which then Naruto's like, do you really need it anymore now on me now? He goes, no. But I want to make sure. Tell me, what happened to you that would have given you your new eye? In which Naruto was like, so you figured out it was on that day, which Hiruzen does not. He's like, you may have to put a seal on the walls just so no one will ever, hear me saying this. Which Hiruzen does immediately, of silent, basic silence and seal, so they can talk in private. And then he goes, alright, here's what happened. So, Naruto tells him what happened and how he met Sun Jin-woo, and what he's going to become. He doesn't know what the Shadow Monarch is, but all he knows is from the way Sun Jin-woo felt, it felt like death was in the air and staring right at him. But the way he talked to him was calming. And what he told him about how he would, basically become his successor, he just felt like it wasn't a weight was on him, but more of a, he just felt like he needed to say yes. Because he wanted to become stronger. Stronger to protect himself and the people he cares about in the village. Which then Hiruzen does not, but Iruka's like, so wait, you're saying that you have something that no one else can see, and which then Hiruzen says, Iruka, Naruto is not lying, if you are wondering. Which, that shocks Iruka and Naruto. Which then Naruto was like, how did you say, my boy, you're not a very good liar, so. Which then he's like, true. He's like, now. After you basically after you get your picture taken, then you go see, who your new team and sensei are. And, you do a couple of debriefing missions, like 2. Come see me. And I'll help you learn the tsunami wave. He's like, really? He's like, yep. I promise you, Naruto. He's like, thank you, GG. So, and then basically, before he could say anything else, Hiruzen goes like, but now, go take a rest. But she was like, right, I've been up all night, huh? Which she says, yes, you have. Now, please go and sleep. He's like, yeah. So, Haruka's just like, Hiruzen, Hokage-sama. He's like, yes. How do you know Naruto's just not making this up? He was like, Naruto has changed over, the time that in these 2 weeks. And he's been successfully infiltrated a route and gain evidence on Danzo and some of the villagers and, Shinobi Council. Basically villager side of council and Shinobi side of council. So, by that standpoint, Naruto has improved so much, and it only makes sense because of this. Which he was like, I see. So, yeah, while on the way basically to Naruto's home, Naruto sees a dog just, coming out alleyway, just like looking really weak and tired, as then it falls, on the ground. As Naruto goes like, oh no! So he runs over to the dog and looks at it. It looks like Akamaru, but he knows it's not. It has black fur with, for some reason, with blue eyes. He's like, come on, little guy, stay awake. Which he just hear it whimpering, so he says, I only know one place. Help Kiba's home. So he runs over to Kiba's house as quickly as possible. Kiba, the Inkazukas. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. Basically, for what Naruto is doing, he's moving rapidly, really quick. He basically even jumps onto the rooftops to basically get even faster there. As he's looking at the dog, he's like, hold on, little guy, come on. So basically, Naruto, when he gets to, Kiba's house, the Inuzuka's, clan, he just legit just knocks on the door, like, very quickly. Kiba's mom just woke up, and she's like, what's wrong? I mean, like, who's waking me? I mean, who's basically, knocking on the door at this time of day? It's early in the morning. When she opens up, she sees Naruto, but then she goes, "Bruh, why are you?" He goes, "Please, help me. I found this dog. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with him." As then, when she looks at the dog, she just realized it's one of the dogs basically they lost. One of basically the ninja dogs that they lost, and she goes, "Come on!" I mean, she goes, "Hurry, follow me!" So basically, she runs out with out of the house. Naruto's following her. Basically, they go to the infirmary, and basically she passed by one of the members of her clan that was awake. She basically tells them to get her her daughter, and so when they basically get to the infirmary, yeah, let's just say the dog, how it looked like it was hurt really badly. It was like it was even limping too, and then it fell. So, and it looked like it hasn't eaten for about weeks, basically months now. As she basically has Naruto like wait outside, basically, as then Naruto sees Kiba's sister running in, as when they close the door. I mean, she closed the door right behind her. So Naruto waits there. Kiba, and basically it's like 2 hours pass, and Kiba comes out. He's like, he sees Naruto. He's like, huh? Naruto? What's he doing here? So he runs over. He goes like, hey Naruto, what's up? He was like, hey Kiba. He goes like, why are you here? He's like, oh, I found a dog that was really badly hurt, and well, I brought him here. I didn't know who to bring it to, and well, I was coming back from the Hokage's office when this happened. But she's like, huh? What did it all look like? He goes, black fur and blue eyes. Which Kiba was thinking about. He was like, well, that sounds like one of the ninja dogs we lost. Well, or should I say ran away from each owner it ever had. Well, would basically try to become its partner / owner. Which Naruto's like, huh? What do you mean? He's like, so it just tells that the little dog just always like left them, never really cared about who they were with. And so Naruto just looking like, huh, I guess he didn't like them. Which, in truth, Kiba just says, heck, before even I got Akamaru, I even tried to basically have him become my ninja dog partner, which Naruto's eyes wide, and he was like, he even ran away from you? He was like, yeah, that dog is very particular. He really doesn't like no one. So after Kiba says that, well, Naruto and Kiba hear the door open, as then they see, well, Kiba's mom come out with, his sister. Kiba's sister, basically her daughter. As Naruto was like, how is he? Is he gonna make it? In which she then smiles, and he goes, yep, the little guy is lucky you even found him. Another day out on the street he would have died from starvation. Which Naruto just sighs in relief. She was like, how did you find him? He was like, I was just walking back from the Hokage's office, and then I just heard something whimpering, and then I just looked to my left. I mean, not my left, my right, and then I saw the dog there, and I didn't know where else to bring him besides here. In which she looks at Naruto, and and smiles. She goes, well, thanks to you, one of our ninja dogs came back safely. Well, safe that he could be and alive. Hold up. So, basically, Naruto's like, I didn't know if it was even one of your ninja dogs, truthfully. I just saw, well, the little guy in trouble, and I just wanted to help. Anyways, I'm glad he's fine. I should get going. I really need to take a nap before I get my picture taken. Which Kiba was like, huh? What do you mean? You didn't pass. He's like, oh, well, I did actually. Basically, after I told Aruka about my condition with chakra, Which Akiba looks at him, he's like, huh? He's like, oh, I have a large amount of chakra, Akiba. More than any Genin has. So, after he learned that, he told me I can take it again, the clone part, but he was going to give me a jutsu from the third. Well, permission if he can use it. If I can use it, basically. Just for laughs and giggles. Well, he basically said it was just going to be, like, he doesn't know for sure, and it's a very dangerous one. But knowing me, there was probably a chance that I would pull it off, so yeah. Which Kiva's like, okay. After he did get permission, I was able to do it. After, well, he told me to practice it, and when I did, he was surprised at how many clones there were of me. And when she's like, could have been that many, he goes, 1,000. Kiva's eyes widened along with his mom and his sister. And so, he's like, how? He's like, multi-shadow clone jutsu. Or shadow clone jutsu, basically. As Kiva's mom's eyes widen in shock. And then, basically, well, before she can even say anything, they hear the sound of the dog whimpering and barking. And she's basically, well, she says, but look, I shouldn't be awake. He should be, having, like, sleep. As Naruto comes in, with Kiba and everyone else, and they see the little guy awake, barking and whimpering, basically. But when the dog looks at Naruto, its tail starts wagging, and Naruto's like, huh? Does that normally happen? In which, well, I mean, Kiba goes like, yes, but, I don't know. In which Naruto goes like, I guess it likes me or something. Like, I guess he likes me or something. Which Kiba's mom just said, like, pushes him forward. In which then, when Naruto walks over to his, well, to, not his, but the, ninja dog, he starts petting the dog and then it just barks happily and then falls asleep. In which she just sighs. Which Kiba's like, Mom, what's wrong? And she goes, it looks like the dog it looks like the little, pup took a liking to Naruto. In which Kiba's eyes widen. As Naruto goes like, you can't be serious, right? Right? Which she goes, I am serious, brat. The dog has taken a liking to you. The little pup has. Now, you can give it a name? He's like, and I mean, he doesn't even know for sure, and she goes, just don't name it something stupid. Like Wolfie. He's like, or complicated. He's like, alright. I'm not gonna go with a Japanese name, I'm just gonna, name it randomly. He was like, Masamune? Which, she looks at him, he's like, huh? He's like, I just came with that randomly, Masamune. Is that a bad name? She just shrugs. Just say that to the little guy when he wakes up. And which he does, Naruto does nod. So, should I come back for him or something? Which, she does sigh, be like, the ninja dog is basically, will be working with you now on. She basically will help him, train the dog properly and such. But just so he knows, this will be a difficult thing because of you're not from this clan. Which he does not. And he's like still surprised though he's gonna have a ninja dog. It was like, did they eat 2 times more than normal dogs? In which she does not. But she will certainly let him know that he will get a discount since this little pup has been a problem for about like multiple people, and just him just even like be able to have it as a partner, or it wants to be near him, and it feels comfortable with him, is a feat on his own that she respects. So he's like, oh, thanks. She goes, no problem. So after that, he leaves. The Masamune is gonna be in there for a while. So like technically about 3 days. So during the whole entire month, it's when Naruto is going to, of the D-rank missions is when he's going to be training with his dog, with the ninja dog and such. But then all of a sudden he goes, Naruto. Is there anything gonna be with, well, Masamune that I'm gonna need to know of? Where she goes like, well, that's the thing. With Sun Jin Woo, he had his shadow army. But with you can, he never had a party. But since technically this is a ninja dog, what the system and I know of is a companion that'll be working with you, and you have to do specific moves to them. So they are skill based and chakra based. So I think you'll be able to learn them truly. With Naruto's eyes widen. He's like, wait, so I can learn Kiba's clan techniques, which he does not. Which Naruto's like in shock by this. But then, then basically Naruto adds in saying this. But also, you may be able to increase the dogs, like if it has stats and everything. You may be able to increase them. See if you can. It's like, okay, stat. Now, how do I do this? I mean, I see the screen. Do I just say like status? Which then all of a sudden a figure of him is there, and then he basically sees, basically companion. Basically, he presses the companion of his of basically Masamune, and then all of a sudden there's Masamune, and stats. He was like, so wait, I'll be able to, So his strength, defense, endurance, actually agility and vitality, even sensibility, even chakras here. He's already level 12, and he basically has a good number of points. His stats are basically all different ones. Strength is about 12, while agility is 20. Sense is basically 25. Vitality is 16. Chakra is basically 15. And intelligence is basically 25. Interesting. This dog is smarter than even even Akamaru, in which Naruto nods. He's like, well, it looks like you can put them in, and he probably will be able to understand you and what you're talking about. But I don't think he'll be able to see the system. We'll see about that later. Just get some rest. He's like, right. So basically, Naruto goes to his apartment. Eats something real quick, takes a quick nap. Then gets after he gets a nap, he basically notices what the time it is, so he has to hurry. So he takes a shower, gets on his clothing, gets on his headband, run all the way back to the Hokage's tower, gets his picture taken. A serious one, not the whole entire goofy way that he was in canon. And then after that, he basically the whole entire Konohamaru stuff happens like in canon. So everything goes exactly the same way. Just when Ibiki, basically Konohamaru's personal teacher, was defeated by Naruto. He literally had he was basically surprised on how weak he truly was. It was like, it's like he had mostly a thing in chakra and intelligence. No strengths or agility only like a little bit more agility than than even himself, but that's it. So after that, Kamaru names him. He does like to come. Kamaru basically said, how could he do basically the multi-shadow jutsu and the basically sexy jutsu at once. It's like, practice? Which he's like, alright, then you're my rival. He's like, huh? Basically, the whole entire rivalry between him and Shikamaru is gonna happen. So yeah, so we go to now when Naruto is gonna get his sensei. So, Iruka would go on about the speech. He's basically sees Naruto has a grin on his face, continue his speech, and then he goes about teams. So basically, we go to every other team, but now we go on to Team 7. Basically, it's this. Actually, I'm going to see what's going on with my dad, because I keep hearing him talking. Give me a minute. Alright, so, as I was saying, now we basically hear what Naruto hears about Team 7. Sasuke Uchiha, Hinata Hyuga, and Kiba Inuzuka. Sensei Kakashi Hadake. Basically, that's, well, Naruto's like, thought, since I was the dead last all years, I thought we were on with the Rookie of the Year. Now, basically, it goes on, but then basically it says, now, hold up. Okay, then basically he says, now, teammate. Not Sasuke. Naruto Uzumaki. Shino Abare. Just, Shino. Then Sakura Haruno. I'm gonna double check that. Okay, Shino Abarama. Basically, signed teammate. Kurenai. Team leader Kurenai. Which, after that, Naruto just doesn't pay attention but talks to Kurama. And basically, she can't believe that he's gonna get a ninja dog. So, after he says every single team, Jonins are coming in. And Kakashi's there. He basically sees Naruto. And, well, he was surprised on what he saw from Naruto's picture. As he thought he was going to be basically Naruto's sensei from the reports. But, by this standpoint, well, he can tell that it would have been a bad idea. Especially after he learned about what Sasuke did. And basically an untold hatred towards Sasuke from Naruto. If he even made the wrong move, he would not hesitate to kill him. So, that was Hiruzen's decision. So now, what happens is simple. Kakashi is there early, which surprises everyone. In which he gives an eye smile, basically, when he doesn't, well, when he looks at Naruto, Naruto can see from his one eye, he sees a glimpse of sadness, pain, happiness, and, well, the sense of being proud, like a father would. In which I kind of shocked Naruto a little bit. In which he goes, Team 7, come with me, we'll go to the roof. Now, when Kurenai says, Team 8, come with me, we'll go to, the regular place. So, yeah, they all go. And basically, when they sit down, I would say it's a meal. She basically tastes the Asuma. It does exactly the same thing what Asuma do, but it's basically not barbecue, it's just some random restaurant, which Naruto looks around, just sighs. Anyway, she goes, what's wrong, Naruto? He's like, well, this is one of the places that don't like me very much. So, which she does nod. But his surprise, when basically a waiter comes, basically says, may I take your order? Everyone orders, and then when he's looking at the menu, it just says I'll have the salad and basically, I would say a burger. I think no, they wouldn't have any burgers. Steak, along with basically whatever can go with the salad. And when she goes, right away, sir, what would you like to drink? He was like, water? He goes, okay. So basically, after that, they leave, that waiter leaves, in which they just surprise. In which Kurenai and everyone, well, including Sakura and Shino, are looking at him in, weird looks. But the ruler, the ruler Sakura basically understands. And when she was like, sorry, just not used to people being nice to me in this village. In which, basically, Kurenai can understand. So, after that, basically, she goes, now, I figured a good meal would help and to get us to know each other. So please, tell me your likes, goals, dreams, um, basically dislikes and all that. Which basically Shino says it would be good to have a good example if you can tell us, Kurenai Sensei. Which she was like, oh yes. So she says, my name is Kurenai. I am a basically Jonin. I basically specialize in genjutsu. My likes, basically genjutsu, basically romance novels and such. I'm just certain, basically whatever Kurenai will like. I basically dislikes, she would say perverts, and a particular one that is not in the village right now. Dreams to have a family and to be with someone she could really care about. This basically dreams be a mother. So yeah, I'm just saying because of like foreshadowing because of Shippuden, but I don't really know what her dreams were. She really did not get that much screen time, so yeah. Anyways, then basically it's Sakura. She would basically say she wants her dream is to improve on herself and become even stronger. Her likes. She basically said her likes are basically her friends, family, and basically, I would say try to help and out people and people being nice to each other. Her dislikes are arrogant and I think they're above everyone else, basically. And her dream is to make sure she can help someone out to achieve their goal and, well, make sure they understand what their power, what they basically have to the fullest. In which Kurenai nods, Shino, I think, will be exactly the same way. As then it comes to Naruto. Naruto says this: what I like, ramen, my friends, training, my precious people, basically, and learn new jutsus, and recently learn seal techniques, which Kurenai's eyes wanted to that. Because my dislikes, same thing like Sakura. Arrogant people think they're above everyone else. People who don't understand the difference between a kunai and a seal and scroll. And manipulators. True. That one too. Then he has, my dream is to become Hokage. And protect this village. And my goal is to make sure I become the strongest ninja and to have a family. In which Kurenai goes like, well, those are all good dreams. As then the food came, and he goes like, now then, let's eat. So after they eat and such, Kurenai says there's going to be a test. Usually it would be about teamwork. But for this particular group, she wants to see where they're at. And skill-wise. So this will be her test. She'll have a one-on-one battle with them to see on how much they would improve. See what she has to improve and such. And then, she basically heard from, she looks at Naruto. She says, I heard from the Hokage that you basically got a ninja dog from the Inuzukas because you basically saved it. Hold up. He's like, Naruto goes, saved him. Masamune. He's like, oh, really? Masamune? Good name. He's like, I just came up with it randomly on the spot. He's like, still a good name. Anyways. You basically will have to work around that training whenever you basically can get Masamune. Alright? But she does not. And so she does saying, meet me tomorrow at 8 o'clock at basically training ground 8. Alright? Which basically they all nod. Basically Kurenai does pay for the meal and such. Everyone's walking away. Sakura basically is about to walk with Naruto, but she knows he's not going home. But basically she knows then Kurenai runs over to Naruto. She's like, which kind of gets the ruler Sakura just wondering, but she's not going to interfere because Sensei. So Kurenai goes, Naruto, do you want to talk real quick? He's like, sure. What's about? She goes, I just want to ask you some questions, if that's alright. He's like, which then he gets serious for a minute. He basically can tell there's something else behind it, but he doesn't know what. So, Kurenai basically is walking over with Naruto, you know, to keep us home. The Izuku's, clan's home. She basically asks just very bluntly, so what is it that you truly want to know? She goes, I heard from Haruzen that you know about you know what. He goes, yes, I know about, you know, the nine. I know about nine. Alright? She does nod. She goes, I was also told about your unique bloodline, which Naruto does slowly nod. She goes, can you tell me how it works? He goes, like, it's, how should I say this? You know a game? She goes, yeah. He goes, no, it's like a game, but it's all numbers based. The more of the numbers I have, say like 22, to then to 24, 25, 26, the higher it is, the stronger I'll be. And there's certain numbers for each thing, like strength, agility, sense, vitality equals health, intelligence, and then chakra. The more numbers I have in them, the better I'll be, and such. And I have an inventory, so I can just store anything I want. I didn't think I didn't think Gigi would have to tell you anything. I thought he would wait. In which he goes, I was very persistent on him telling me, to the point where he even threatened me. But I said, as your Genin, Genin captain, I had to know, and I was not gonna have a threat to the other two, which Naruto could see the logic in it if it was something to do with the QB. Which he goes, I can see your point, but still. She basically then just says, and I also know he's basically will read that book each of Paradise, so I threatened to burn it. In which Naruto's like just looks at her, and then she stopped, and she kind of feels awkward, and then he goes like, "You threatened to burn a book. How precious is that to Gigi?" Well, she just chuckles. She was like, Anyways, yeah, yeah. And I even have an AI little fox companion with me to explain some stuff to me. So, don't worry, only I can see it, so I won't be in the way. Which she goes, alright. So, do you hate the villagers? He was like, no, not really. I can understand why, truly. But just doesn't even bug me anyways. Not anymore, that is. But just to let you know, if I'm ever late to a meeting for missions, it's probably because I stayed up in in these things called dungeons. I go in and get stronger. Alright? Which she does not. And she goes, I understand. Just warn me ahead of time, alright? She goes, do you want me to come in the middle of the night? Which she says, no. Just tell me before, then the missions. And also, what would you like to do as a mission? She was like, how many? A day or something? She goes, mm-hmm. Like, well, technically, one mission wouldn't do if you really think about it. If it's like just D rank and we can complete them very quickly, we should do multiple missions a day. So that way we would have D rank missions to be less of a problem. Then we can go to C ranks, if possible. Which she does not. She goes, alright, now I'm gonna go talk to the other two. Okay? She was like, yeah. See you around, Kurenai Sensei. So she leaves. So Naruto goes and, visit Matsumoon. Matsumoon. And so he found out Matsumoon's basically healing pretty quickly. He'll be out, the day after his test. Which surprised him. Basically, they say this dog had a really, high healing for some reason. He never really stayed down too long. Which basically Kiba, says, which has surprised Naruto. So, he says, though, he does play with Masamune a little and, basically pet him, give him scratching behind the ears and basically scratching his belly, which Kiba's like, it's so different with you than it was with me. Which Naruto just shrugs, be like, maybe this dog just doesn't like you and your attitude. Which Kiba's like, what you say? He's like, see? Whatever. So after that, Kiba leaves. So after Naruto spends some time with Masamune, he leaves. And the dog starts whimpering, which basically Kiba's sister sees, and she just chuckles and tells Masamune he'll be back tomorrow. Which, that's when basically the dog perks up and barks. So after that, we do have then Naruto, basically eat and sleep. He already did his training and workout. Well, no. He basically saw that the workout could be done basically the day after his, skill level training with Kurenai. Which he's like, huh? She goes, oh, I kind of blocked it so that way you get to train. Not train, show your skills to your sensei. He's like, thanks, Naruto. He's like, no problem. So after that, we do have Naruto fall asleep. Now, this is where I'm gonna end it off. I hope you guys enjoy this part 3. For Persona is gonna be made tonight. I'm gonna try to. So hope you guys like it. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are, and bye.